Well, folks, he did it again. The Teflon Don, the man who can tweet his way out of a hurricane, is back in the Oval Office. That's right, Donald J. Trump is the 47th President of the United States. After a surprisingly tame election, by Trump standards anyway, he slid past Kamala Harris. Biden, bless his heart, decided to sit this one out. Probably for the best. Grandpa Joe needs his rest after dealing with the Orange Menace last time. Anyway, January 20th, 2025, the day America got a whole lot louder. No riots this time though. Guess even the MAGA crowd gets tired of losing eventually. Speaking of tired, let's talk about the inauguration crowd. Smaller than his first, which, let's be honest, was smaller than he claimed it was. But hey, who's counting? Certainly not the guy whose entire presidency hinges on people not checking the facts. The real question is, what does this second term have in store? Buckle up, Buttercup, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Remember when we thought Ben Carson running housing and urban development was peak absurdity? Folks, we were amateurs. Trump's second-term cabinet makes the first one look like a Mensa convention. Susie Wiles, the woman who makes Machiavelli look subtle, is running the show as chief of staff. Mike Waltz, the congressman who thinks drone strikes are a love language, is handling national security. And the vice president? None other than J.D. Vance, the guy who wrote a whole book about how much he hates the East Coast elite while cashing their checks. But wait, there's more. Kellyanne Conway is back, because apparently, alternative facts never get old. RFK Jr. is hawking vaccines out of the Surgeon General's office because why not lean into the irony? And Elon Musk is in charge of something called the Innovation Initiative, which I assume involves shooting billionaires into space on the taxpayer dime. Oh, and let's not forget the legal minds. Pam Bondi, the woman who made a career out of suing Trump before she realized it was more profitable to work for him, is Attorney General. And rounding out the team is Pete Hegseth, Tulsi Gabbard, Kash Patel, Marco Rubio, and Scott Bessent, a group so ideologically diverse they make the cast of The View look like a bunch of clones. God help us all. Trump's big idea for his second term? Pass everything in one giant bill. Think of it as the legislative equivalent of shoving all your dirty laundry under the bed 5 minutes before your parents get home. The problem is, even with Republicans barely holding on to Congress, ramming through a bill that size is like trying to stuff a 3-day-old burrito into a coin slot. First, you got the tariffs. 10% on everything, 60% on China. Because nothing screams pro-business like a trade war with the country that makes most of your stuff. Then there's the immigration crackdown. We're talking deportations on a scale that would make ICE blush, and enough wall to make Pink Floyd jealous. And let's not forget the small matter of slashing government spending, a task entrusted to the dynamic duo of Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, two guys who made their fortunes by convincing people to buy things they don't need. It's a bold plan, folks. Bold like a raccoon trying to steal a whole pizza. Chaotic, messy, and likely to end in a lot of yelling and broken furniture. In other words, business as usual in the age of Trump. Trump promised to make America great again, twice. And by great he means exactly how it was in his head 50 years ago. So, what's on the agenda for America's triumphant return to the world stage? Fixing the Russia-Ukraine conflict, because nothing says stable genius like wading into a conflict that's already gone nuclear. Ending the Gaza war. How? Who knows? Expanding the Abraham Accords, because peace in the Middle East is always just one handshake away, right? And who better to broker that peace than Mike Huckabee, Trump's new ambassador to Israel? Because when I think of diplomacy, I think of bass-playing Baptist preachers. Of course, none of this would be possible without Trump's masterful 2024 campaign, the 72 Days of Fury tour, a non-stop grievance fest fueled by economic anxiety and a healthy dose of xenophobia. He even managed to pivot on abortion, because when you're losing, suddenly states' rights sound real good. And who could forget those heartwarming endorsements from RFK Jr. and Elon Musk? Proof that in the land of the blind, the one-eyed grifter is king. So there you have it, folks. Trump's second term, a symphony of chaos conducted by a man who wouldn't know a coherent policy if it hit him with a 2x4. Get ready for 4 more years of the same old song and dance, only this time, the band's even drunker and the music's even louder. God bless America, because it sure looks like we're gonna need it.